What if I told you that the strongest muscle in your body is not in your arms or legs, but in your mind? What if the real superpower that can change your life forever is already within you, waiting to be awakened? Ladies and gentlemen, mental power is the real superpower that shapes destinies and breaks limitations. Strength of the body may fade, but the strength of the mind builds empires, heals wounds, and lights hope in the darkest hours. True courage is not in muscles, but in resilience, patience, and unshakable belief that nothing is impossible when the mind decides to rise. Mental power is the foundation of every achievement in life. Physical strength may win battles, but it is the strength of the mind that wins wars within ourselves. A strong mind allows us to rise after every fall, to see light even in the deepest darkness, and to hold on to faith when everything seems lost. Resilience is not built in easy times. It grows in moments of struggle, pain, and uncertainty. When a person chooses patience over panic, courage over fear, and consistency over doubt, that mental strength becomes their true superpower. The power of the mind is the force that transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary journeys. It gives the ability to dream without fear, to pursue goals without hesitation, and to stand tall even when the world tries to break you down. This power is not gifted to some and denied to others. It exists within every human being, waiting to be discovered, trained, and unleashed. When storms come into life, many look for external help, but the greatest help lies within the mind. It is the voice that says, "Try again," after failure. It is the calmness that stops panic in chaos, and it is the belief that creates possibilities when everything seems impossible. The body may become weak, circumstances may become difficult, but a strong mind always finds a way to move forward. It is like a shield in pain and like a light in darkness. Every step of progress in history has been the result of mental power. Leaders stood firm in the face of criticism. Inventors refused to surrender in the face of repeated failure. And dreamers kept walking, even when the path looked endless. Mental power gives meaning to suffering. It allows us to take lessons from pain instead of being destroyed by it. A weak mind sees obstacles as endings, but a strong mind sees them as beginnings of growth. Discipline, focus, and patience are all children of mental strength, and these qualities create unshakable character. The real difference between success and failure is not luck, not talent, not resources, but the mindset that one carries. A mind that believes creates. A mind that doubts destroys. This is why nurturing inner power is the most important investment one can ever make. The most inspiring thing about mental power is that it is not limited by age, status, or ability. A child can show courage beyond imagination. A person with disabilities can rise above barriers, and someone with nothing can create everything. It proves that true power does not come from what you own, but from how you think. Even in silence, even in struggle, even when the world refuses to believe in you, your mind can become your greatest friend or your greatest enemy. Train it with positivity, strengthen it with patience, and fuel it with belief, and it will open doors you never thought existed. Would you like me to now expand Keynote No. 2 into 500? The real superpower of life lies not in wealth, status, or physical ability, but in the extraordinary power of the human mind. Mental strength is what carries us through challenges that seem impossible, reminding us that limitations exist only if we allow them to. A strong mindset turns pain into purpose and obstacles into stepping stones. It teaches us to rise above negativity, to silence doubt, and to believe in possibilities beyond fear. When we strengthen our mental power, we discover inner peace, courage, and clarity, that no external force can provide. It is this inner strength that fuels perseverance, creativity, and the ability to keep moving forward despite failures. Every achievement begins with a thought, and every transformation starts with a decision in the mind. The one who controls their thoughts, emotions, and focus possesses the greatest superpower of all: mental power. Mental power is what differentiates dreamers from doers, leaders from followers, and survivors from those who surrender. It is not about being free from pain or hardship, but about building the strength to endure and to keep going despite the odds. Life will test patience, throw obstacles, and push limits, but the mind has the power to turn these tests into victory. The mind can imagine what does not exist, believe in what cannot be seen, and create paths where there are none. Physical power may be limited by time, but mental power grows with every challenge we overcome. With every failure, the mind can choose to learn instead of quit, and with every setback, it can find new courage to rise again. The greatest battles are not fought on battlefields, but within the mind. Fear, doubt, and insecurity are the real enemies, and conquering them is what defines true strength. The human mind has an infinite ability to adapt, to endure, and to create solutions. When you master your thoughts, you master your reality. Thoughts shape actions, and actions shape destiny. That is why mental strength becomes the core of every great achievement. When people choose to believe in themselves, when they replace fear with faith and excuses with effort, they unleash a power greater than any external force. Mental power also brings balance and peace. In a noisy world full of distractions and negativity, a strong mind filters what matters and ignores what does not. It creates focus, resilience, and clarity of purpose. It is the strength that allows one to remain calm in storms and humble in success. The true wealth of life is not measured in possessions, but in the ability to stay grounded, to persevere, and to maintain hope even when the world around seems to collapse. This ability to control the mind is the ability to control life itself. Would you like me to also create a conclusion in the same powerful style to complete the speech? Mental power is the hidden force that defines who we are and what we can become. It is the strength that helps us transform pain into progress, failures into lessons, and dreams into reality. When the body grows weak, when resources seem scarce, and when the world doubts us, it is the mind that keeps us moving. True greatness is not found in external power, but in mastering the inner power of resilience, patience, and unshakable belief.